Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. If it is loud, because I'm quite sure you can hear as an ambient sound in the background, I have my fan on the lowest setting. I have been fighting this morning. I've been too warm, then too cold, then too warm, then too cold. If I don't have the fan on, it's too warm. If I have the fan on, it's too cold. So I've got the fan on. I'm wearing this. I do better in cold than heat, and I need to blow the dust out of my computer. So while it's not bad, it gets a little warmer. It gets a little warmer. I'm still well within the safety zone, but I need to do it like today or over the weekend. Thumbs up for that. So, past that, first off, Shelton, Washington weather report. Yesterday it was sunny and hot, wasn't it? Yeah, because I went out walkies during the daytime. I had a lot of stuff to do yesterday. Hokey smokes, we're going to lead right into this, because on my topics list I have a few things written down. Not a ton, but a few, because yesterday I had started off the day with no ADHD medication at all. I had run out the day before because I had been given enough medication to have 40 milligrams daily, 20 in the morning, 20 in the afternoon. But I had discovered that 50 worked really good. 20, 20, and then 10, so that I maintained the ability to think as bedtime is showing up. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but hopefully you understand. It's coverage while I was awake, but I don't need to be at, I'm ready to take notes now, Professor, levels of concentration 9 o'clock at night. I need something, just not that. So, because of that, taking 50, prescribed 40. Now, the med manager is the kind of person who does, you know you better than I know you. You figure it out. Tell me what we're doing. We'll go from there. And so I adjusted it to find out what worked better. That did. And so we're from there. Now, at the post office the day prior, they had tried to deliver the med to me, but they did a horrible job, and it's quite sad. But then yesterday, I could go and get my meds. Now, post office opens at 8:30 in the morning. I had 9 o'clock a.m. therapy. But I wanted those meds because I was unfocused and unable to concentrate and life zooming by. I mean, I spent 58 years in that state. So it's a state I'm used to, but faced with the difference between being able to concentrate and focus and think and remember and the way I am when I'm not medicated. Oh my God, I so much prefer this. So I was out. And I called up my therapist early and said, I may have to cancel. I don't know. It all depends. I'm going to go and pick up my meds at the post office. So 8:20, I head out. And I get there at like 8:35 because I'm moving. Get the meds, rush on back, make it with like 8 minutes to spare. So I call up my therapist, leave a voicemail saying I'll be there. And quickly, I take that medication. Just full. I like to taper coming on and then taper coming off the stuff. Coming onto it just because it's easier, but coming off the medication, I like to taper because I've talked about this in previous vlogs. It feels like a part of my soul is being ripped out if I come off of this stuff quick. Because I lose the ability to concentrate and focus and remember and think. And so, oy vey. I took the Great 20. Great 20 to start off. So, as I was having therapy, I was being able to focus. And I spent the rest of the day like that. Now, that meant, because I'm like 3 hours behind my regular schedule, what am I going to do? So like 2 o'clock, I took another 10. 4 o'clock, I took another 10. And then right around 5, I took like I think it was a half of one, but it came out altogether so that I took a full 60 milligrams yesterday. But again, my system, because I have ADHD, apparently pretty strong, my body does not treat this stimulant as a stimulant. And so I took the last 10 milligrams within, well, I broke it in half and I made it 5. So I took 2 5s, and I took 5 at like 6:30 at night, and I took another 5 just before I went to bed. And when I do that, it's better than a sleeping pill. I sleep and I wake up refreshed. Unfortunately, I woke up early this morning. Not from pain. I had to urinate. My bladder was full. You can't just sleep through that. It's only going to get worse as time goes by. So from 4 o'clock on, I was awake and just lying in bed, bored and hurting and tired. But I still feel very refreshed. And while I was hurting, life is life. I sleep well with very few leg cramping issues when I go to bed and sleep with a stimulant in me, because it slows my system down and makes my brain work properly, so I sleep. Thumbs up for that. But I'm thinking of my scheduling just to quickly do like I did this morning. I take 10 milligrams at 5:30, 10 milligrams at 6:30. It's like, so if I start at like 11:30 so that I don't run out of coverage entirely, or maybe even 11, so that, it takes a half hour, and I don't want to go I don't want this to happen. Another reason I taper, because if you just follow a schedule, the amount in your blood can go whap, hit nothing, and then bounce back up, and then hit nothing and bounce back up as you take the meds. I don't like that idea. That's why I taper it, so that it doesn't go wham between doses, because I break it up into smaller dosing. It just kind of wobbles a little bit and then comes back up. The peak point doesn't last as long, but it doesn't go wham to nothing and then come back up. That's nice. So, ow. Oh, I have to pop these joints in my hands. My fingers stick and then they hurt. So I don't think it's arthritis. Arthritis is when the cartilage wears off, and so bone rubs against bone. So I could see that as happening if it was sticking. But then if it sticks, why does it stop sticking when I crack the knuckle? You'd figure that would make it hurt more because I'm sliding the bone against the bone. But no, that makes it stop. I have no ideas what's going on. Thumbs up for that. But yeah, I've got the full medication, and that's good. Now, one of the other things that I was thinking of, because when it comes to creative stories and creative thinking, you never know where inspiration is going to come from. I have had inspiration for weird stuff happen just because you never know. Like last night, I came up with what turned into at least one story that I would like to write. I was going to say at least one story idea, but yeah, it's one story idea that could come up to a whole bunch of stuff. Basically, it was a what if. Because you go like, well, what if cars had square tires? Or what if? And then you come up with a what if, and you extrapolate and think about from there. My what if was kind of what if Jeopardy as a game show had an option where if things went bad, you could just opt out and have a hideously powerful cosmic entity from another dimension pull in a tentacle and drag you into one of their hellish dimensions. I can speak English. For a near near unending torment of pain and torture, but it will help you escape from the pitiful embarrassment and cringe of your life that you happen to be experiencing at the moment. So, if you happen to choose an answer very poorly, it's like, the question is, whatever, however the Jeopardy questions go, it's like stupid answer up at the top, and the question, the answer is supposed to be like, who is Prince, Purple Rain, 1984? But you answered, who's Elvis Presley? Oh, God. So you had to go, Alex, I'd like to take the secret choice, please. And then what is the gigantic tentacle from a cosmic/eldritch being that drags you off into another dimension for an almost never-ending torment of pain and torture, but helps you escape from your pitiful life? I choose that one. And so that happens. And you get dragged off into another dimension for, millennia of pain and mental torture. But on the other side, you do get to escape the cringe and embarrassment that's happening in your life at the moment. And so a surprising number of people choose that option. Like that person who in there would, go, ah! And so you would have the person, Alex, let's say, who turns to the audience and does some talking with some of the members of the questioning people, the contestants. The contestants is the word that I was looking for. Turns to the contestants, talks to them for a little bit, and then turns to the camera and says, well, normally our fact-checking teams and the government has gone out and started looking for atrocities the moment one of our contestants gets dragged off. It's been so long, no one has gotten back to us. Maybe Yoth Chogsoy, I said that name horribly, Yoth Chogsoy, has not committed an atrocity this time. We are, after all, not your normal cult that worships an eldritch/cosmic horrorish being. Yoth Chogsoy is different. Yes, of course, like any of the older eldritch gods out there, it too would devour every man, woman, and child on the face of the planet and then send its minions in to eat the rot planet down to bare rock and then use it as a simple forward base to spread the message throughout the rest of the universe. But that comes with the territory. It's printed on the contract before you get it. Every eldritch cult is looking for that. But Yoth Chogsoy is different. Right. And so and then, finally it's like, we're getting the news. Okay, here we go. It is in India. And then they cut the satellite view of, a village. Thousands dead, burned, and the bodies moved and put into English words because it's hard to say the name, Chogsoy doesn't speak, but wants to still know that even though we are less than the dust beneath its feet, it will put the bodies of all those it murdered into phrases like, trans rights are human rights. And representation matters. So, yay. Not your standard eldritch/cosmic god, with no care for us. I mean, yeah, it has no care for us. But at the same time, it is woke. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. But I'm going to go through and thank Tony to 25 people. Well, however many people. I haven't gotten 25 comments in a long time. But thanking however many people leave me comments. I'm not reading them at this time. I'm going to read them afterward. Thumbs up each one I do. Answer as many as I can. That's a very good thing. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. I am an American English speaker, and even though I count American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my depression, fibro, now partially treated at the very least, ADHD, I'm getting better at remembering things. And that's a very good thing. So we have Rob1983, thumbs up and thank you. Thomas Demonda, greatly appreciated. Augusto Lobo, thumbs up. We have Nando Rice Cheruti, good to see you in the comments. Ricky Bettini with the daily reminder to live every day to its fullest, thumbs up on that. Sebastian Ferris, always good to see you in the comments. Too much time, oh, what a thing to have, a good thing, thank you. Agar Valpergus, thumbs up, and I understand, no fear. Lamb Chop, greatly appreciated. We have Coco's, thumbs up. Stephen S. And then there is Tio Koopman, thumbs up. Adam Minto, greatly appreciated. Music is Life, thumbs up. IZ Cobra, greatly appreciated. And look at that, we had 14 people who left comments. Thumbs up, you get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people, if only in text, and that is a very good thing. Thumbs up and thank you so very much. If you could check out my various links down below, I have Twitter, Facebook, Patreon.com. If you could become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. It is these people right here that keep food on my table and a roof over my head, and it is appreciated to no end. If you'd like to help me out without sending money through the patronage, I have a PayPal link down below. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money, hopefully I have updated my Amazon wishlist link. Hopefully it has stuff like Reptisan and hamster food and hamster bedding and cat food. If you could check it out, that would be very, very cool. Now, do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. And if you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Another thumbs up. And of course, if you could hit the, I had to remember, hit the notification button on the subscription bell. Let's try the notification bell on the subscription button. That would be very, very cool. Definitely a thumbs up on that. Yay! Well, good golly, Miss Molly, I think it's going to end up in disaster, but the CDC in the United States has said if you're vaccinated, you can go out without a mask. But we have anti-vaxxers and anti-maskers and people who fake stuff all the time, so you're going to go out into a group of people, and there's going to be people out there that should not be unmasked that are because others are. I don't think this is going to go well, so until we know it's safe, be safe. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Try not to touch your face. Maintain your social distancing. Be safe. Get a vaccination if you can. It is definitely a thumbs up on that. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a definite thumbs up. Oh. Why aren't you dying?